Who's Suzette Kelo?
Suzette Kelo is well known to everybody. She was a homeowner. She owned a little pink house in the Trumbull Fort neighborhood of New London, Connecticut. The city fathers there had a brilliant idea of raising her neighborhood so Pfizer Pharmaceuticals could build a worldwide headquarters in New London, Connecticut. It was a dream that the city fathers had because, frankly, New London was a town that had seen better days. A lot of the industries had left. And here's an opportunity to bring in Pfizer Pharmaceuticals. Problem was, there wasn't enough land. So the city fathers decided, hey, we have this working class neighborhood here. Why don't we just condemn it and bulldoze it? And Suzette Kelo fought back. It was the famous Kelo case where the Institute for Justice represented Suzette Kelo and her neighbors. And they put up a big fight. And many of us were optimistic because it seemed that the tide was turning, where at one time that the courts had routinely upheld these kind of redevelopment projects. Courts were then, and when the Kelo case came to the Supreme Court about a dozen so years ago, people were then beginning to wake up, and that redevelopment wasn't such a great thing. Redevelopment was really destroying minority neighborhoods right and left. And there was hope that the Supreme Court would rule that there really was no public use in a private pharmaceutical company building its headquarters on top of somebody's neighborhood. Unfortunately, as we all know, the Supreme Court ruled against Suzette Kelo, but there was a very strong dissent from Justice O'Connor, of all people, because she had written an opinion a number of years before upholding the use of eminent domain for private purposes. But this time she thought it was too far. She said this could allow a Motel 6 to be taken down to build a Ritz-Carlton. And she thought it was just wrong that Suzette Kelo and the citizens of New London, Connecticut were being forced out of their homes. Eventually, they were forced out of their homes. And today, if you go to the neighborhood, it's nothing but a weed-strewn lot, or a lot of weed-strewn lots, because nothing has been built there, because only about a dozen and a half years after the condemnation, Pfizer Pharmaceutical decided to pick up its stakes and go somewhere else. They were done with New London, and New London was left with nothing.